All right, let's talk some of these Week 10 featured games, shall we? Why don't we start in Buffalo, where the Bills will host the red-hot New Orleans Saints. Saints, a 3-point favorite at Betsafe, 48.5 the total in this one. Now, the Saints have won 6 straight games. They sit all alone in first place in the NFC South. But historically, this is the type of game they've struggled with. On the road against a good physical team that runs the ball and plays good defense. We have seen the Saints stumble in spots just like this before, but are these Saints different? They very well might be, and what might be different about them is their defense. Ever since the first 2 weeks of the season, the Saints have been playing very well on the defensive side of the ball. Currently 8th in the NFL in points allowed, surrendering just 19.4 points per game. And this Bills offense certainly limited. They like to run the ball. They don't throw it downfield very well. Just 26 in the NFL in total offense, and they're averaging just 21.8 points per game are the Bills. But Buffalo does play excellent defense. They're even better than the Saints on that side of the ball. The Bills, 5th in the league in scoring defense, surrendering just 18.6 points per game. And as good as this New Orleans offense is, and it is very good, 2nd in the NFL in total yards, they don't light up the scoreboard every week, 4 times in their 8 games. So in half of their games, these Saints have been held to 20 points or fewer. So I'm looking at the total here. I think this game might be more low scoring than some expect. Now, Betsafe offering several different total markets. I have my eye on 48.5. To me, that feels like a sure winner, so I'm willing to pay the price. I do like under 48.5 in this game at 168. Moving on now to Atlanta, where the Falcons will host the Dallas Cowboys. Falcons, a 3-point favorite at Betsafe, 52.5 the total in this one. Now, Dallas starting to pick up some momentum. They've won 3 straight games to improve to 5-3 on the season. But there is still some uncertainty there, mainly surrounding their best offensive player, Ezekiel Elliott. We don't know if he's going to be on the field on Sunday. He's got a court date on Thursday, yet another court date. He'll miss the Cowboys' practice to attend that court date. And the court will either side with the NFL, in which case Elliott's 6-game suspension will begin immediately, or they will side with Elliott and he'll be allowed to keep playing while the situation sorts itself out. Again, at the time of this recording, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know whether Elliott's going to be on the field on Sunday. To me, the more pressing concern here for the Cowboys is their secondary going on the road to face Matt Ryan and this high-flying Atlanta passing attack. Been a lot of talk this year about how the Falcons' offense has not been quite as good as it was last season, and that's true. You look at the numbers, they're not putting up the same type of numbers they did last year. However, the numbers are still pretty good. Atlanta, 7th in the NFL in total offense, 6th in pass yards per game. Matt Ryan averaging just a hair under 260 pass yards per game. And this Dallas secondary has been very vulnerable all season. They feasted on bad quarterbacks, but whenever they faced a competent passing attack, they have surrendered some yards. 263 to Alex Smith last week, also 263 the week before to Kirk Cousins. Something tells me this might be the week where Atlanta revs up that passing attack a little bit. Favorable matchup. Julio Jones banged up a little bit last week against Carolina, but he is expected to suit up and go. Again, the Falcons playing at home here. I feel like this is a tough spot for Dallas. Don't want to give the points, but I do think Atlanta wins this game. I like them on the money line at 166. What about the Sunday nighter? The New England Patriots going on the road to face the Denver Broncos. Patriots a 7.5-point favorite at Betsafe, 47.5 the total in this one. To me, this game is fairly straightforward. Denver is sinking fast. They have lost 4 straight games. They're going with Brock Osweiler once again at quarterback, despite the fact that he really struggled last week against Philadelphia, completing just 19 of 38 passes for 208 yards and 2 interceptions. Now, the Achilles heel of this Patriots team has been their secondary. So if you're going to beat them, you have to do damage in the passing game. And I just don't think Denver is well equipped to do so with Osweiler under center. However, Denver does have an excellent defense, and the Patriots have scored 24 points or fewer in 4 straight games. They did win all those games, but still not exactly lighting up the scoreboard here lately. And if you're worried at all about a New England bet here, Patriots given 7.5 points, I think that's what you're concerned about. You're concerned that they haven't been scoring many points. Denver has a great defense, especially good in the secondary. And so you could see New England winning this game 17-10 or something like that. But to me, that's putting too much thought into it. Yes, the Patriots haven't exactly been scoring a whole lot here lately, but still very, very good on the offensive side of the ball. Number 1 in the NFL in total yards per game. Tom Brady leads the NFL in passing yards. And look, Denver, despite being good on defense, it's not like they're the 85 Bears. They surrendered over 50 points to Philadelphia last week. They can be had. I do think the Patriots going to scratch up enough offense here to win this game by double digits. I like New England minus 7.5, a little bit better than even money. Final game I'd like to talk about in this Week 10, what about the Monday Nighter? The Miami Dolphins traveling to Carolina to face the Panthers. Panthers a big 9.5 point favorite at Betsafe, 40.5 the total in this one, and we are expecting a defensive struggle here. Miami last in the NFL in points scored, averaging just 14.5 points per game. Carolina only a little better, their offense producing just 18.7 points per game. We know Carolina likes to run the football. Cam Newton missing a lot of his options in the passing game right now, with Kelvin Benjamin being traded to Buffalo last week and Greg Olsen still on IR. And the Panthers might find it tough to run the ball against this Miami defense. The Dolphins, top 10 in the NFL in total defense. They are especially good in that front seven against the run. 7th in rush defense, surrendering just 3.7 yards per carry. The Panthers even better in that area. Carolina, 2nd in the NFL in rushing defense. So if the Dolphins are going to score here, it's going to be quarterback Jay Cutler that does the heavy lifting. And look, I am no Jay Cutler fan, but he did throw for 311 yards last week, and the Dolphins do have some weapons on the perimeter. So I'm betting that Miami musters up just enough offense here to keep this one competitive. I do expect Carolina to win the game, but 9.5 points is a lot of points to give, especially for a Carolina team that does not score very much. So Miami plus 9.5, my recommendation here. I'm also playing under 40.5. There you have it, folks. Those are some of my thoughts for this Week 10 of the 2017 NFL season. I wish you best of luck no matter what you decide to do this week, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests. For Betsafe, I'm John Arnette.